No, it's not what I wanted. This car is squirrely.
But Dr. Cortex, we have not determined the cause of past failures. Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex! But Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do. Failure again. Capture him! Uh-oh. Prepare the female bandit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's RZX of HG Central, and today I've actually got a guest with me this time.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Captain Turbo.
And today I'm playing Crash Bandicoot for the original PlayStation 1. This is actually a game that he played recently on his channel.
If you want to say recently, by last year.
Yeah, honestly, I loved the Crash games as a kid. I grew up with them, and this is just kind of my opinion with it. I always felt the first Crash did kind of suffer from aging more badly than the sequels did. I felt the sequels just kind of did a better job at, with more refinements and enhancements that made them more stand out.
Yeah, you're not.
But I still like the first game though.
It's definitely.
Yeah, I threw the life away.
That's not good. You're definitely not alone in that opinion. Personally, I think it's the worst of the PlayStation Crash games. So.
But yeah. Anyways, I was gonna try to show on the map, but I kind of started it too early. But this is the first level, Insanity Beach, and the biggest problem you're gonna see, at least for these 3 parts, because I'm changing it for the next parts because it was a nightmare and a half, was I was playing this on a Rock Candy Xbox 360 gamepad. And using the D-pad on that is a nightmare and a half.
Yeah, I used a 360 controller as well when I did mine. I just used the analog stick. It works that much better.
I'm switching to my DualShock 3 though for the next part, so it should be a lot easier because you know it's an actual PlayStation gamepad, so we'll feel a lot better. I don't understand why they went with that disc thing for the D-pad. It's such a terrible design. It's too easy to do a diagonal movement, and with this game you really don't want to do diagonal movements. It was meant for like D-pad, like just straight movements.
Oh yeah, this is definitely one that you need a somewhat decent D-pad for rather than an analog stick or anything like that.
Yeah. It's just, but anyways, the first level was just kind of really easy there. I didn't really I'm not trying to go for like maximum completion rate because it's not worth it.
Nah, the obviously the special ending that you get isn't actually a canon ending, so it's not worth all the hassle you'll have to go through.
So yeah. Anyways, second level here is Jungle Rollers. I think this level's alright. Insanity Beach was just kind of I'm mixed on it because you know it's just meant to be a starting level, so
yeah, it's just introducing you to the game mechanics really.
Yeah, but yeah, Jungle Rollers I think kind of brings a little bit more to it. I kind of like the level quite a bit. That's not going to be me saying the same thing for every level, because some of the later levels, oh boy.
You get some fair at the later stage, especially the third island.
Yeah, the third island was
completely unfair.
Their third island was just ridiculous.
Oh, one of the levels was so hard they had to cut it out towards the ending of the production of this game, didn't they?
Jeez.
I'm pretty sure, I can't remember the name of it, but yes, one level's so hard they actually cut it out.
Yeah. One of the levels in the third island, when we get to it, I just kind of got so fed up with it that I kind of just break the level because there's a huge trick in it that kind of just ruins the whole point of the level, really.
I don't actually completely dislike any level in this game. I think the problem that I have with the game is it's sometimes hard to see, especially
the camera.
Yeah, with the camera and trying to do everything on the right. This is actually a good example. You have to really follow your shadow on this, but some of the levels, like the temple levels, are just so hard to see.
Yeah. I'm not really sure why they went with that direction. It's just, I mean, I think that's why in the later Crash games they worked around with the levels a bit more, so it's not only more spread out, so you have a bit more distance and you can see better, but also with some levels the camera is works better in your favor. Because a lot of these
trialing thing.
Yeah, because a lot of the levels in this game, they have like cameras that sometimes it confuses you on what you're supposed to do. Anyways, Great Gates, third level. I like this one.
I don't like this one.
I like this one for the first one, but the next level that's based off of this, oh boy, that's a completely different story.
Yeah. Like I say, when it comes to this game just not being as polished, it's because it's the first one they made, so obviously they made improvements for the second one.
Yeah, it's like you can tell it's like the first game was just meant to be like, you know, working the basics, like getting an idea on what they could make to make better. So it's like, you know, get the feedback of others on what they can improve, and that's kind of how the later sequels definitely benefited from it.
And after all this, this one was a pretty early 3D platformer, so
Yeah, it was
97,
I
something
think,
like that.
no, it was August '96, I believe.
So it was a very early 3D platformer.
Yeah, it was after Super Mario 64, but it was but funny enough, it was actually before one of the worst 3D platformers, which was also on the PlayStation.
Ah, which one?
But you've heard of Bubsy 3D, I'm imagining.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, that
everyone's heard of that.
that came out after Crash. So you can kind of tell that, yeah, that enemy. I don't remember the name of that. I cannot stand that enemy.
The tribesmen.
The tribesmen, yeah, I cannot stand the tribesmen because they have such a weird hit pattern. Like the collision detection is difficult because Crash, you don't have a double jump in this game, and Crash can't really jump much higher than the actual height of the tribesmen.
You are actually supposed to jump on top of him though.
Like I know you're supposed to jump on top of him, but the difficulty is just actually getting it to detect that you're jumping on top of him. It's like there were so many times I would try to get the timing down so I'd jump on top of them, and it wouldn't work. It would just throw me off.
Which is why it's a blessing to play games like Crash 2 and 3 where you have the double jump and the slide jump forward, which will get you more height on your jumps.
Yeah, I still think to this day, honestly, Crash 3 is still probably one of my 10 favorite PlayStation games. That game was so well polished, but when it came out,
I did like 3, but I actually will say I think 2 is my favourite Crash platformer, so...
Yeah, it's like the thing, like I prefer 3, but 2 is still really good, so I will give you that one.
Well, I said, the only thing I don't like about 3 is way too many gimmick levels for me.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand why some would be turned away from that. I kind of liked it, though, because it gave more a bit of variety, but everybody's kind of, you know, some people see it a bit differently. And, you know,
it's terms of union.
I should mention, I cut out a lot of deaths in this run, like part 2 and especially part 3, because if I didn't cut out the deaths and anything else, the videos would be going on for probably over an hour.
Yeah, it's the reason why I use save states, because I'm doing my commentary live usually when I do Let's Plays. I have to do that to basically keep my sanity. I don't know, can you do save states with EPSXE? Because that's the emulator I use. I can't remember the PlayStation emulator I used.
Because there's really only 2 main well-knowns, EPSXE and then PSX Fin, or just PSX.
I think it's I think it was the second one actually.
I do not know how I got hit there.
This level is surprisingly tricky, more so than you might actually think, because that boulder is faster than Crash.
Yeah, it is. Funny enough, though, for this and for the next one, I actually didn't have that much trouble with it. I think it's because I'm just good with these kind of levels. I'm just good with timing. Like, I know when to jump and when to do that.
You can use the spin trick that will give you a slight speed boost, but it doesn't really work, especially in levels like this when you can't really see what's coming towards you unless you've got a lot of foreknowledge about the game.
I knew about the spin thing, but I only think it worked. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like it only works if you jump. Like, I could be wrong for all I know.
I'm not sure, to be honest. Like I say, I managed to get away with not having to do that during my last time I played this, but I'm aware of the trick.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a shame that Raziel's been really quiet, because he'd probably have a lot to say about this, because he speedruns the Crash games, but, you know, I don't know what's been going on with him, because he's just been very quiet.
Well, so we never have to race him at them.
Oh god, no. I don't think we'd even want to race the Crash games, to be honest, because...
Well, I would, but I want to race someone that can speedrun the damn thing.
Yeah. I think the problem is just that, you know, we'd also have to deal with the fact that we'd have, like, different loading times.
Yeah,
since it's a PlayStation game.
Yeah. Although then again, if we were all using it on the computer, it might not be so bad.
Yeah, like it's different. It's always different with people, anyways. You can't really ever get it perfect, like especially because we don't all use the same hardware. I just use, for mostly because of the games on the Super LP Hero stuff, we just mostly use emulators. Whereas Gold will use emulators on his Wii for homebrew
Or
stuff.
for the N64, you actually get the cartridge.
Or off of the N64, yeah. Like if I end up ever doing an official race and I win, I got an N64 game in mind. So, yeah, I wasn't thinking there. Yeah, I'm not a huge N64 fan either. Like there's several really good games on it, but I felt that for my kind of personal tastes, I felt the PlayStation just had more to offer.
I actually ended.
I think.
No, carry on.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, carry on.
I forgot now. Shit.
I was just gonna say for the 5th gen consoles, I ended up actually eventually getting all 3, but the first one I got was the Saturn.
I knew a friend who got the Saturn first as well.
They were absolutely nothing I wanted to play on that.
Funny enough, my friend's like the exact opposite. He said like the console was just like very, it didn't get a lot of praise because
attention.
It didn't look, yeah, a lot of attention. But he said there were several promising games on it. It's just that it's just that a lot of them kind of got pushed under the rug, so they didn't get very much notice.
Well, I bought the console simply because I figured it'd have a Sonic game on it, and it didn't. So
it kind of did, but not really.
well, Sonic but that doesn't really count.
Sonic most people just want to forget anyways. And then we don't really count Sonic Jam as an actual title because it's not.
3D Blast is just the remake, so.
The only thing with Sonic Jam though I find interesting is they have that like 3D part in the game that like it's a world you can run around in.
Oh yeah, I spent hours in that thing.
Yeah, that was I actually liked that part. It's widely considered that was actually some of the earliest bits that would eventually lead, like the earliest stages that would eventually lead into Sonic Adventure.
Doesn't seem to matter where I am. I always seem to manage to lead it into a Sonic conversation.
Yeah, well, it's your specialty, so I'll let you off for that. I like Sonic too, so I'm not really complaining. And yeah.
Anyway, first boss.
This boss is just way too easy.
He's easy, but I find his hitbox is a little bit awkward.
Yeah,
I'll
like
hit him.
right there with the second hit. Like I didn't understand how I got him at that time, but
You got him straight away the third time.
yeah. Oh shit! I can't believe it's already been 12 minutes. Anyways, so stay back for part 2 on the YouTube and gaming1.com. Take care, guys.
Later, folks.